Alright, so here I'm running my slash build. So this is the ProLine Protrac kit, LCG slash. I am running the ProLine trenchers. ProLine trenchers are the tires to get. Running on grass, this is 2S. And it has very good traction. I like the way the vehicle handles. Tires can really make or break the vehicle. So enjoy the vehicle. The other thing that it has on here is a Hobbywing system. It is the EzRun Max10 ESC with a 3660 motor, 3200 kV, and I'm very happy with it. So watch the film. Just want you to get an idea of what I do with it. I am going to take the temperature just so you see how it does, but it does very well on 2S. Very peppy. The transmission is also the ProLine transmission, so this is a 32P transmission that was originally made for the making your own drag vehicle out of a slash, but I'm using it on this and I like it. I like the way this transmission works. Now it is running a 16 tooth pinion. Now this is one of the problems with the factory slash tie down, as I'm going to show you right here, and this is why you should consider a different system to secure the battery. So see, that thing just popped out right in there. That just popped right out, so then the battery just flew out. It's a good thing I run hard packs. I recommend you do hard packs, don't run soft packs. You're going to damage them if they pop out, as this one did. Take a high enough jump or do it on concrete, you'll damage your batteries quicker. Definitely consider a different system, because even that will fall out. The shocks are the GTR shocks, front and rear. It's the XX long in the rear and the long in the front with the GTR springs. They do the job great. Now, originally I put heavier oil in the front. I'm going to be replacing the oil. I believe I'm running 47.5 in the front and 35 in the rear. That's because before this run I ran this truck on carpet just to see how it would do, and it did well. It's heavier than other short course trucks, but you know, it did well. Temperature here for the motor, I've been running it for quite a while, so it's 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Motor is cool. Runs cool, will keep running cool. The ESC was also cool. Here we go. I will be crashing it. I had a lot of footage of me just crash testing this truck to see if anything would break. So far I haven't broken anything. Unfortunately, I'm very good at losing footage, so I do not have that. So this is what I have for now. Just jumping the vehicle. The problem isn't the truck, it's the driver. The truck actually flies in the air quite stable. Ignore the body. I've been bashing this body. This body I've been using on my Techno as well, which is much heavier, and I've been taking some really high jumps with that truck. That's why it's completely destroyed. At some point I'm going to fix it and then do a video on that. Again, all you need to do this is ProLine transmission, ProLine Protrac kit, which comes with the arms, shock towers, just the turnbuckles. You are going to need everything else from the slash. So there's one crash, just for fun. Here goes another one. It's very durable.
Has he ever hit you with an RC car?
You do have the Traxxas aluminum caster blocks in the front. Those are a must need. So that was at an angle on purpose. Survived. Just wanted to make sure that the wheel took the impact so that the arm took most of the impact. Now there, it's not the truck, just the ESC fell out, so I need to stick it back in. I was not expecting that to happen. I need to get a tie strap later and tie strap it down. right now it just has double stick tape. Hobbywing includes a little plate that's what mounts, so just tie strap the ESC to that plate and that'll work. So you definitely need one there. The stock Nerf bars that come with the LCG are horrible. At some point I'll probably get the ProLine Nerf bars. They're far more durable. But here goes another crash, again at an angle. Everything is good. Ignore the body, it looks worse than it actually is. Again, I've been bashing it. Checking everything just to make sure nothing's broken. I don't want to drive it if it's broken. But here we go. Here, let me just show you the steering. See, it still steers. Right, arms are good. A few gouges there, not a big deal. But that is it. So I do recommend that you build a ProLine slash. That's what I will be calling it, because it has a lot of ProLine components, but it still has a lot of the slash components. Bearings, screws, rod ends. Those are still slash. Body mounting system, those are still slash. And Traxxas GTR shocks, those are great shocks to go with. Definitely recommend you go with the GTR. Do not keep the plastic ones, the caps will fly off. There's not enough oil, the shafts are too weak and thin. GTR shafts are just a lot thicker. That was a great land. But I am going to swap the oil, just replace the oil on the shocks, go with something lighter. Decent land. Mainly because this is going to be turned into my off-road. So that's the MT, so I'm just running it with the MT just for comparison. Now this MT is running 4S on it right now. It can do 6S, but even with 4S it's very difficult to keep those front tires down. Probably because they're not belted. If they were belted they wouldn't balloon up and it wouldn't push the front end as high, but it's also more torque. The MT410 by Techno, even though it's running a T-Max body, it is a Techno, is running more power. But if you look at my build on 2S, it's going to be able to keep up because my buddy is never going to get to full throttle. So that's something to consider before you go spending money on a lot of power. Consider that. The other thing too is my build has a Hobbywing, as I mentioned, EzRun Max10 ESC with a 3660 motor, and it performs great. Temperature, everything that you're seeing here, it never heats up. Temperature stays low with a 16 tooth pinion and the stock spur on the 32P transmission by ProLine. His MT, on a different video, the ESC constantly shuts down. He has a Surpass system that's about the same price as my Hobbywing system. So that's something else to consider, what your budget is and what is perhaps the best that you can get for a particular budget, which I think building a slash with a Protrac kit is one of the best ways to go. I mean, there's also RPM, but look at us run. Now there's going to be an issue there with me rolling, but just taking off, again, my friend could not use full throttle. He would have flipped his truck over. So here the goal was to go around this little section, and then we're supposed to finish off with a jump. But the entire time he could not go full throttle. His truck just wants to lift up and flip over. But you're going to see some other runs, so don't worry. Alright, so in a bit, just watch how his tires balloon up. He definitely needs some belted tires on this. I'm not sure if the Duratrax tires that he has, if there is a belted version that he can just maybe put on the front. But definitely need some belted tires. But we're going to run them again. So watch this second time. And I really like the slash. Again, you can buy a slash out of the box if you are not into building. You can buy a basic one for a decent price with a brush system. I do like the brush system Traxxas includes to get started. But if you go with a brushless, or if you want brushless, I would recommend you go with the Hobbywing system. It runs much, much cooler, both 2S and 3S. But here we go. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going around the tree. This time I didn't flip it, and then around the bench, and then around to the other tree. And part of the reason why we're doing this, and we're doing it on grass, is to stress the systems. We were testing his Surpass, and we're testing my Hobbywing. Now, I've been running my Hobbywing for a long time, and I love it. He's been running his Surpass for just a while. You know, if you followed my Techno MT410 build, I built to that one. So thanks to my buddy Rod for giving me material so I can do these videos for you. So please follow him on Instagram at Rod's Reels RCs, and let him know that I sent you and I referred you. But here we go. Here we have another run, and we're gonna go around. So see, this truck does a pretty good job of keeping up. The problem is the driver, if you see me on the problem. But he cannot use full power. So if you are on a budget, building a Slash is a very good idea. You're going to get a reliable vehicle that can take some big time jumps and abuse compared to what a regular Slash or many RTRs would. If you want to go a little up, you can go with the MT, but right here his Surpass system just shut off, so I would not recommend the Surpass system. Something that I do recommend if you're on a budget, consider a Hobbywing EzRun system. Even though it's a shorter can, you're looking at about 60 millimeters. 60. See the temperature? 60 millimeters, just gear low, maybe 11, 12, 13. But the Surpass system just keeps, the temperature's fine, but it keeps shutting down. We cannot figure why. If you watch the other video, this is same thing. The other video, I talk about how everything is soldered properly, everything's connected properly.
But my motor can't handle. It's pretty weak. I'm disappointed. It's being changed.
Alright, so he's dissatisfied with the system, but let me go ahead and temp mine. And the temperature, see, it's pretty good. So we're looking at 43 Celsius, about 110 Fahrenheit. The ESC is about 95 Fahrenheit, 96, and 35 Celsius. And I've been running it on grass, and keep in mind this is a LCG short course tire, so the grass does rub on the chassis, yet it still does very, very good. The system's not overheating. I really like the system. Now, I'm going to do something just for fun. Do not do this at home. Don't do this in general. You can get hurt. But just for fun, here goes the truck, and caught it. I set the transmitter down. But, alright, we're going to continue on. I just felt like doing that just for fun. Do not try it, and the reason why is the tires are still spinning in the air, so you really have to aim to grab it by the chassis and not the tires, because then you can really hurt yourself. So don't try it. I did it just for fun. Again, don't try it. I'm not promoting that. But here we go. So we're now going to race. We're going to go straight. There's a pole, and then we're going to go around the pole, and let's see how we do. So again, 2S on the my Slash Protrac build, 4S on the MT410. So we're also using Hobbywing EzRun system on my truck and a Surpass system on the other truck. But if you look at it here, that's the pole that we have to go to, and see how his truck keeps trying to lift up. So it's too much power. There is such a thing as too much power, although power is fun. It can be fun. But he's now on his roof, so that was an easy win. But even taking off, there wasn't much difference. I could actually go full throttle. My tires were getting pretty decent traction, whereas the MT410, which is a great vehicle, I do recommend that vehicle, It just has, it's more of a basher, not really a straight line racer. So again, purpose. The other thing to note is I could have run a 3S battery on my Slash, but then it becomes too much power, I think. 2S, I believe, is perfect. He cheated. He hit me. That's the problem of having the lighter vehicle. But right now, the ESC fell out again. Again, it's just double stick tape. I recommend that you use tie straps. Hobbywing does provide a little plastic plate to where you can double stick your ESC to, and then that actually screws on to the chassis. Just use tie straps. Although that plate, to be honest, you may want to make one out of brass or something that's a little sturdier, or even mill out that section of the chassis so you can just set it flat on the chassis, because those plates can tear. That's one of the reasons why. But here we go again. So again, we're taking off at a similar rate. So you saw the jump. I wasn't too far behind, and now we are both coming back. There, see, tried using a little more throttle, picked up. So yes, his truck was faster, but it's not as easy to manage. So it really is up to you. Again, I keep saying this, it really depends on your budget. So if you're planning on getting into RC, select a budget first. If you're already in RCs, but you're debating on what vehicles to get, both of these vehicles are great. At that point, what you have to decide on is the purpose. So you've set aside a certain budget. What is the purpose of the vehicle? Because this Slash is just great to drive around with if you're just driving about the park. If you want to build something like this, if you already have a Slash, you just need the Protrac kit, which is maybe around $70. The transmission, which is about $120. If you don't have the GTR shocks, definitely get those. Get the Traxxas aluminum ones. But here we go. We're going to run it again. Again, see, a lot of power versus the Slash is just much easier to handle. I am using the stock transmitter, so this is the TQI transmitter on my Slash build, because I already had a Slash, so I just used the parts for it. But here we go. I'm just doing a little victory run here, and I'm going to be taking the temperature shortly, just so you can see it's still running very cool. If I zap it here, we are looking at about 41 Celsius, 106 roughly Fahrenheit. I'm rounding. So again, running very cool, and it's running on grass. There's a lot of resistance. If you have any questions, comments, difficulties, go ahead and put in the comments below, ask questions. But as you can see, the temperature even on the ESC, we're looking at 31 Celsius, 88 Fahrenheit. So it keeps very cool. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're planning on getting a Slash, consider building one. This is actually a very good truck that I would recommend with the system as is.
What? Oh, my hair! My tongue! My rod!